What is going on, Radar Force? Today we have a little bit of a serious video to talk about. Eh. Anyways, as you guys know, I've been collecting since late 2013, trying to complete all of North American media. Just Canada and United States. I don't do Mexico. That's another can of worms that we do not need to get into because most of that is not documented, and I do not want it. But more power to you if you do, or if you can. I'm not doing it. But there's been a lot of God bless. So as I was saying, there's been a lot of people that I've met throughout the years that I've talked to, that have talked to me, that have contacted me, that have reached out to me. The entire reason I made this YouTube channel, well, there's two reasons basically. I wanted to document what I've discovered and share it with the world. And also I knew that the only way to ever complete this goal was more than likely going to have to come from help from you guys. And that has not been true in the past recent years. So I just wanted to make this video to stop and give thanks to everybody I met along the way and list their names out and what they've given me and all that good stuff. And it's the perfect time since Thanksgiving's right around the corner. And I do have a package coming in from a good friend of mine that I knew back in 2017, 2018, 2019. We've traded, we've sold things before. I knew he had this item, and unfortunately, he's having to sell his collections. And as we know, this isn't the first guy that's had to sell. I've met many of guys in the past 10 years that had to quit, financial reasons or whatever the reason may be. And sometimes they'll come to me and be like, look, I want this to go to you, man, and let my collection live on through you. And I've been saying that for years as well. Like, when this collection is done, this isn't not only my collection, this is all of you guys' collection. Everybody that's helped me, even with just knowledge or trades or giving me things, this is your guys' collection at the end of the day. I do this because I want to have all of these items documented online, preserved for the internet, and I want them in one place. To my knowledge, this has never been done. I'm almost 100% sure nobody's done this. I'm sure there's been massive collections, but this has taken a lot of people to get to this point to learn all of these releases, because there's some in there that you wouldn't think even would be made. So that's the problem. Of course, most people know the common items, but it's the ones that sneak by that are just made at the whim. Funimation doing, we got extra stock, throw these out, let's ship it in there, just put a special slipcover there and call it a day. Get rid of it. Stuff like that has been just killer. But anyway, I got a package coming in from my good buddy I met, I think, around 2017. We've talked through the years up to 2020, I'm fairly certain. And I saw him on eBay. I was like, why do I know this seller's name? So I reached out to him, and here we are. Now I'm going to get to his story at the end of this video. Let's rewind all the way back to the very first person that's ever helped me. Now, when I say that I'm sure there's people in the beginning that have helped me, but that's before I even had the name. I made my channel in 2017. So that was about 3 years after I started collecting. And so when I'm talking about the first person that's helped me since the channel came out, because I'm sure there was some people that I've chatted before the channel, but it's more or less like eBay sellers, that good stuff. So anyways, let's get to the very first person that's ever helped me out. So I think 2019, late 2018, this guy gave me sealed Ruination edited, because at that time, this is the last tape that I needed sealed. As you guys know, plans changed, people found things, and it wasn't. But he ended up getting his hands on an edited sealed Ruination. And he was like, dude, I just want you to have it. He was going to give it to me for free. I'm pretty sure I gave him a butt ton of extras, but I didn't have to pay a dime for this tape. Coincidentally enough, I did meet him in Florida, purely accidental. I just had to take a trip up there, and it just happened to be in his hometown, and I ended up buying like 2 tapes from him, and he traded me those. Here's the video of that. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. This is in 26 years ago. This is 2019. Yeah. All right, there's my buddy. I'm not going to give out his name, but his eBay name was Lost Artifarce. He used to sell tons of sealed VHS back in the day. And unfortunately, I haven't heard from him since 2020. I don't know what happened to him. And brother, if you're out there, I hope you're doing well. He did give me sealed Ruination, edited. Here's the picture of this order. I've kept all of this. I thought this was hilarious. Oh, that's right. I paid him $5. My sacrifice to the Dragon Ball VHS King for the atonement of Tien Shinhan. I believe that was a joke because we didn't know if Tien Edited existed. I did reach out to him when I found Tien Edited. I believe he knows that I got it. Yes, he does, because I got Tien in 2020. But shortly after that, he went MIA, and I have not been able to talk to him since. So, brother, if you're out there, hope you're doing good. Hope life is treating you well. I can't believe it's already been 5 years since we last spoke. Thank you again for everything you've given me. I know this and the 2 or 3 other tapes. I'm sure some box sets. Appreciate you for that, my man. To this day, I still haven't. No, I did find a second Ruination sealed because I got one for Joseph years later. So I did end up finding another one of these for Joseph's collection to finish his out. But yes, Lost Artifarce, you are a good man. Hope to talk to you again someday. Hope you see this video. On to the next guy. Alright, next, I'm going to thank my buddy Joseph, because without him, this channel wouldn't exist. I wouldn't have a collection right now, which honestly, screw you, Joseph, for that. Screw you for that, man. But no, really, thank you. I'm thanking you for the movie trilogy box 1 and the Bobbity Uncut sealed, because those were yours first, and we've since then traded because I finished off his edited collection with Tien Shinhan and all those other stuff. Finished off his, so it's just common knowledge. We just like, you know what, let's just swap-a-roo. But yeah, more or less, like, you're the first one to start collecting, so, and you got me into it, got me into this curse, and there you go. So thank you, Joseph, for your contribution. And those box sets, man, they're one of a kind. We have still yet to this day, I think you got those in 2016. Still yet to this day to ever see another movie trilogy sealed and a Bobbity Uncut sealed. Still haven't seen one yet to this day. So those are just one of one currently. So crazy. Alright, moving on to the next person. Okay, next on my list is the guy on eBay. I don't know your name, but I'm going to thank you anyway. I did tell him about my channel. Actually, I can pull up the messages, but the guy that sold me my very, very first, where's it at? Dragon Ball Curse of Blood Ruby sample promo VHS tape. He listed it online, and I contacted him directly because he was selling it at a price I wasn't comfortable paying. And I was like, I told him my story, my plan with the channel, plan with the media collection, and he cut me a deal. He allowed me to buy it, and I got this bad boy. And one of the more exciting things I got to do in my collecting years, get that sample tape here. Yeah, everybody knows it. But yeah, man, thank you for allowing me to purchase that from you. I think I got it for $350 back in 2020, early 2021, I think. I've since then got another for Joseph's collection as well. Yeah, that dude was very nice. I remember stuff like that specifically when people are generous enough to just work through with somebody instead of just being I'm getting my money. You know, bro, work with me, man. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate that. I forgot your name, but he was very cool. He was glad it's going to a good home, and glad that everybody could enjoy it. And I've also done my due diligence. I've backed this up. You can go watch it online right now. Anybody that wants to. And I do that for all my rare items if they're not sealed. Of course, I want people to be able to experience it, you know. Thank you to that guy on eBay. I don't know if you're watching this, but I know you know about the channel. If you're watching this, man, thank you. You know who you are. Appreciate that. Next, we have a guy that sold me the Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z holographic mangas, limited edition. He cut me a deal for $3.75 a piece on these, which thank God I got I think I got these in 2020. Thank God I got these when I did, because the DBZ one is like $1,500 these days. I don't know what the Dragon Ball goes for, probably $800. Guy gave them to me for $3.75 a piece. Now, this is 2020. I think he was selling it $500 a piece, and he decided to make me a deal because he also respected the channel, he respected my goal. I'll never forget that. I don't know your name. It was an eBay seller, but very awesome dude. If you're watching this, you also know about the channel because I sent you. Because I sent you the channel and obviously told you my goal. So if you're watching this, thank you very much. I still have them. Actually, I almost forgot. I keep everything people give me. I think it's in the Dragon Ball one. I could be wrong. I got these in these protective cases these days. This guy's awesome. Yep, there it is. Oh. I'll read it to you. Hey, man. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for your business. Good dude. And I keep stuff like this. If you send me this stuff, if you ever do, I keep it, man. I'll treasure it forever. Appreciate that, man. Everybody that's given me anything, or sold me anything, or even, collect, we all have to make sacrifices, right? This isn't easy. And, cutting off some of your profit isn't easy. And I try to be fair with everything I do. I of course don't want nothing for free. That's only ever happened to me one time with Ruination, and I still think I ended up giving him like all of my extras at that time, like a bunch of sealed box sets. So I don't ever expect anything free. I just want people to be reasonable and understand the goal and the mission of this. And once again, thank you for selling me these. eBay seller in 2020. Next person. Okay, next on my list, I believe this is the last eBay or Facebook seller. So when I got into the realm of collecting comics, I was like, dude, I do not want to do this again. Like, there's 118 comics, 116, 118. I think it's 118. And I was like, oh my goodness, I just got done with the VHSs. That was like 300 VHSs. I don't want to have to individually hunt for the comics. And there just so happened to be, this is Prime 2020. There just so happened to be a guy on Facebook Marketplace selling all the comics minus one issue. And he was asking for like $800. I told him about the channel, told him about the goal. He said 500, let's do it. And I said, fair enough, dude. I mean, this is the first big purchase I've ever done in Facebook Marketplace, so I'm stressing bullets, but trusted him full faith and got him in. I did have to hunt down that last comic issue, but they're all right there. All that 118, they're all stacked together. One of these days, I would like to get each cover art displayed, but that's gonna take some time. And definitely ain't fitting in this room. But I love how they're displayed now with a few of my favorite issue covers. But thank you to that Facebook seller. I don't know your name, but you also know of the channel. So if by some chance you're watching this, thank you very much. Hope life is treating you well. Anyways, let's move on to the next person. And I feel really bad. I believe I talked to this guy. This is also 2020 or late 2020, early 2021. I forgot where he contacted me. I know we transferred to Discord at a certain point, but I cannot find his username. It probably changed. It could have been Instagram, could have been Discord, could have been both, could have been Facebook. I don't know. But he enlightened me on the Grand Tour mini DVDs I got right there, which are also right here. He knew a guy that had all 4. I believe it might have been him that had all 4. My memory's fading on this one, and I feel really bad. I can't remember his name, and he's probably deleted his account or changed. I haven't heard from him in probably since 2021. He also was really interested in me backing up my promo tape, which I did back up, but he wanted it fully remastered, he wanted me to send it to a company to get it remastered, and I just didn't feel comfortable doing that, so I just took matters into my own hands. And anyway, long story short, I was able to buy the last 2 of the 4 mini discs from him. I believe it was Piccolo and the Baby, and that completed my set. And of course, they all came with stickers, so that was perfect because I got all 4 stickers now. And that is also before the time that we knew the $3.99 text existed, which I have all 4 of those now as well. I'll make another video about that very soon. That hasn't came out yet. But yeah, he sold me the last 2 I needed to complete my set of 4 for the mini DVDs and Dragon Ball GT Grand Tour Collection. And I cannot remember his name. I apologize for that. But man, thank you so very much for your contribution and allowing me to buy those from you. Feel free to message me if you see this video. And any of you guys, I would love to talk to you guys whenever you would like. And we can reminisce about the old times. Next. Alright, we are moving into the more modern era, and most of this is documented on my YouTube channel at this given point. But huge thank you to Jamie Snowden. A lot of you guys know him. He has a YouTube channel. I don't know if he covers Dragon Ball like collection videos anymore, but he did at the time. And I was like, at this point, I thought I was on the top of my game. I thought there's nothing else out there that I'm missing, and I started doing some research to see is there anybody else that's making videos? I need to see their collection. And he had about 2 or 3 things that I was like, oh, I didn't know that existed. I was able to find all of them but one, and that was the Epic Battles mini DVD, and he eventually traded that to me. I gave him some sealed VHS box sets and other things, so I'm shouting him out. I'm giving him a huge thanks. He gave me the Epic Battles mini disc loose. That's before I realized what it was sold in originally. I did find that later, as you can see up in the corner, and you've seen the video, wrong way, right there. You can't even see it, but it's there. In the Yu Yu Hakusho Taiketsu bundle for the Game Boy, it came in that. You guys have probably seen the video. If not, check it out. Actually, let me just go grab it. Whatever. This was Jamie's copy, and then I found this one later on. Came in that. So it took a really long time to figure out that mystery. That was a terrible time. I'm just playing, but no, thank you very much, Jamie, for trading me that disc. At the time, that was the last item I needed, I believe. One of the last few. And also, thank you for your knowledge in the Dragon Ball universe. He knows a lot. And very thankful for your wisdom and guidance, good sir. I talk to Jamie every other month, it seems. Good dude. Check out his channel. I believe it's Jamie Snowden. So, very good dude, and thank you again, Jamie. All right. Okay, next on the good old list. Dang it, my light's not on. I'm an idiot. My light. I gotta have the light. I gotta be professional. Anyway, next on the list, we got the good old 5. I need to get these items out. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So, next on the list, we have the very first time I got 5 Warriors edited, the one that came without the tape. It was just the sleeve. It was so tragic. So very tragic. It was also the last VHS tape I needed at that time. As you guys are aware, stuff changed. There was some other VHSs we ended up needing, but at the time, that was the last big hitter. It still kind of was the last big hitter. Anyways, the very first time I got 5 Warriors was from Robert. He found a lot on eBay. It came with Yamcha's Fall edited and 5 Warriors edited and a bunch of other random tapes. He got the lot in. He told me if I pay for the lot, he'll just give me the 5 Warriors tape. And of course, I was like, no, bro, I'm gonna let you have all of my extras because I thought this was the end of my collection. And I gave him everything, and he gave me. Well, he got it in, and he was like, bro, I hate to tell you this, but the tape's missing. We looked everywhere. We asked the seller to go back to where he bought it, looked through all the other tapes, could not find it. I was like, dude, it's fine. A deal's a deal. I just want the tape art. But it was the ultimate curse ever to have that. God. But I appreciate you, Robert, for that. I gave him so much stuff, and man, I'll never forget that. Jesus. Then I'm fast forward to maybe a year later or a year or two later. The curse finally ended when good old buddy Amir, shout out to Amir, he's one of my Australian buddies. He sold me his copy of 5 Warriors. I believe we made a deal for 500. I really, really, really appreciate that. I think I ended up giving him 500 and all of my VHS customs, the single tapes, not the box sets. And then I think another year or two later, he found another one, and he sold it to me again to complete Joseph's collection. Also, I paid him $500 there as well. Really good dude. I appreciate everything you've done. I don't know how you found that many 5 Warriors, but man, that is impressive. Unfortunately, I believe Amir had to sell his entire collection, and I hate to hear that, but it's like I said, your collection will live on through my collection, man. Both of your 5 Warriors are in my house right now, so very, very huge shout out to Amir. Very good dude. Hope you're doing well. I haven't spoke to you in a while, but I hope life's treating you well, man. Hope everything's going good. Anyways, thank you very much for that. Alright, we're going on to the next big hitter here. This is the time I got Fusion edited box set fully sealed and Battle is One edited fully sealed for my good friend, for my good friend Robert. This is a different Robert. It just coincidentally enough they both names are Robert. He ended up selling his collection. Another guy, he had to sell everything. Unfortunately, it's tragic. I've seen many people have to give up, like I said, for financial reasons or whatever the reason may be. And I don't blame them. And he wanted these items to go to a good home and one that they could be treasured forever. And I forgot what the deal was. Oh, yeah, that's right. Actually, he sold me these before he sold his entire collection, but it was shortly after. I traded him all of my customs and my old Fusion set and stuff like that for his copies. And not shortly after I gave him my customs, he had to sell the customs back to me because he was getting rid of all of his collection. I did purposely buy all that back because I don't want my customs getting out to the world. That was the deal. So I did buy them back from him. Anyways, he gave me Fusion edited sealed and Battle is One sealed, which I'm yet to see another Battle is One edited sealed. That is the first to ever be seen. Very, very good dude. I still talk to him quite frequently. He, like I said, he doesn't collect anymore. He's out of the curse. He's free, guys. He's free. But man, thank you very much, man. I hope life is treating you well as well. And I just got his permission to use his name in this video, so that's why I did. Hey, good dude, very good dude. I'm glad we're still in contact, man, for real. Your items will be cherished forever, man. For me and anybody watching the channel, man, they will be cherished. Okay, now we're entering very, very modern. Okay, next we have the Dragon Ball Z display boxes 2 and 3. Super, super rare. Only ones I've even seen photo existence of, honestly, that I can remember. Now, I only recently started collecting them. I remember seeing some of those back in the day, and I passed on them because at that time I didn't want all of this. Plans changed. Good dude. He bought them on a Goodwill auction and posted them on Instagram, and I just happened to see it like 2 months after. I was like, bro, will you sell this to me? And at first he didn't, and then I started telling him about my goal, my channel, man. He's like, you know what? You deserve them more than I do. I gave him $500 for both, and got them in, and man, I treasure those so dearly. They just look amazing. I did end up getting all the first prints of all those mangas as well, man. And it's something I look at every day. It's like it's just your eyes gravitate to that section. I mean, tell me they don't. You tell me. I think they do. Man, I appreciate you for selling me that. That's one of the biggest heavy hitters ever. Honestly, it's huge. I still haven't seen another set for sale, and one day we will, hopefully. With that said, man, I appreciate you for selling me that. Hope life is treating you well. Hopefully your collection is still growing. Now this guy, he was purely just a manga collector, not a Dragon Ball collector. So hopefully your collection is growing. Maybe one day you'll find another one of these sets. I did trade him actually $500, and I had an extra Volume 1, the Dragon Ball, the blue one right there. I had an extra one of those. I traded him that, so he'd have something in return plus money, So, man, I appreciate you for allowing me to purchase those from you, man. That means a lot. It helped me get just one step closer to where we are today. Now, moving on to Dragon Ball Z. Shout out to Tuno. He's in our Discord. He's the one who found out these existed. They are the Season 1 Parts 1 and 2 DVDs. He is the first to find out that these exist, or at least, publicly bring it to everybody's attention. He didn't sell me these, but Auri Pag, man, he found this on eBay 5 seconds before I found them, and I was like, bro, you got to sell these to me. You got to sell these to me. I was scrolling eBay. I got it so quick that the listing was still up. I clicked on it. As soon as I clicked on it, it said, this item's out of stock. So I was like, oh my God, I'm like 30 seconds behind whoever bought that. And I started asking around real quick. I'm like, please tell me you bought this. Please tell me you bought this. And sure enough, he did. And we made up a trade. I gave him some stuff. And I can't remember if I gave him money, but I know I gave him a crap ton of stuff. Actually, that deal is still going on. But I got these. From him. Shout out to Tuno and Auerbag for their knowledge and for the trade. Very, very awesome. I appreciate you. I talk to them on the daily almost these days. Very good people. So anyway, moving on. We're going right back to Tuno. He found this on eBay and said I would probably want it. And of course, I did want it. This is the Epic Battles promotional disc of Budokai 1. It has the little thing here saying a disc. It comes with the pre-order of the game, which is amazing because, without this, people start questioning where did this come from, right? Did it come with the PlayStation 2 or just the GameCube? Now we can confirm it was just the GameCube pre-order. PlayStation 2 didn't get anything. Very awesome piece. Tuno also traded me the display box. The Captain Ginyu display box. I don't want to bring it down right now because it's on the tall shelf and I'll knock everything over. I don't want to do that, but this is one of the few things he's given me. And man, I appreciate you a lot for everything you've done and still do. There's a few things I can't disclose yet that he's helped me with, but very soon we can. Anyway, shout out to Tuno. Hope you're doing well. Okay, moving on. I think this is also 2021 to current, I believe. Shout out to Duke of Jelly. He's given me a lot of knowledge on some of these odder releases, like the Dragon Ball Evolution garbage. Just playing. Like the two disc copy here. Which I knew the 2-disc copy existed, but these Canadian ones did not know they existed. But also, nobody there's only one man on the planet looking for this, and that's Duke of Jelly. He's in our Discord. I believe he's a collector from 2021. That's when he started. And the rentals, I knew the rentals existed. Well, I knew that rental existed. I did not know the Canadian version of that rental existed. But yes, he'll get credit for these. He's the Evolution King. I want to say maybe the first person to know about these. I think. I don't know. The pre-sale. I'm not sure on that. Correct me if I'm wrong with that. Now, this one he's 100% credited for is the Budokai 3 Eye Guide official DVD. Huge shout out to that. This is actually not that easy to find either, especially in good condition with the manual inside. But shout out to Duke of Jelly for his knowledge of the Dragon Ball realm as well, and all these odd, unique releases here. Hope life is treating you well as well. I talked to him on the daily as well. Okay, we're getting very close to the end here. I know this is a long video. Now this is like in the past 6 months here. My good friend Chad, I've been knowing him since 2020. He is like my arch nemesis of collecting. He's like 25 to 30 items behind me. He's given me a lot of knowledge throughout the years. The knowledge of this existing and its counterpart, Kids Rule, Saiyan Generations and Kids Rule. We've never traded until quite recently. He actually traded me the Power Pack, his spare Power Pack, and he traded me his spare Resurrection F screener, theatrical screener. I believe it's a Blu-ray, even though it's in a DVD case. It's Blu-ray. DVD. Screener for Resurrection F. Also, man, he's got a ton of knowledge in the field as well. He also, I forgot this. He's also the first person I've seen know about this. He's given me the knowledge of this. I finally got one myself recently, which is moving on to my next thing, talk point after this. So Chad is very, very, very well educated in this realm. So thank you for everything you've done for the community and everything you put into it, because, man, it's brutal. So, moving right along, this is as of last week or 2 weeks ago. Like I just mentioned, buddy of mine on Instagram, Nick, he sold me his copy. I did not think he was going to sell it. I never asked him about it. I was like, hey, man, you think you'd sell it? And he sold it to me. We made a deal for $325 for this. It's like a sister to the Power Pack. It's got Naruto, Bleach, and Dragon Ball Z. It's a box set, but it's also not. Like, you got a top, you got a bottom, and you got one spine, but there's no front. The front is just the Naruto volume. But very rare to find, because as soon as you open this, somebody's going to throw away that slip. So really hard to find. You can only really find it sealed. I do know one guy that has it open, which is crazy to me. But thank you, Nick, for allowing me to purchase that from you, man. That is a big, big stress reliever to have that in the collection. There's one more shout out I wanted to mention that I forgot about in the previous section of this video. Now, I don't know if he wants me to share his name, so I'm just going to say it's a good dude. Anyway, I was missing 2 of the 10 Spanish DVDs about a year ago, year and some change now, and they sold, the 2 that I needed sold on eBay, and I called it the day after, and I was like, I contacted the seller, he knew of my channel, and he's like, look, I'm going to reach out to the buyer and see if he wants to, if he'll allow me to give his contact information out. He did. I talked to him. Ended up being a good friend of one of my other friends. I contacted him. We struck a deal to give him the last 2 Spanish DVDs. These are extremely rare. All the Spanish DVDs are extremely rare. And I just wanted to shout out to him and give him a huge thanks. And I believe he watches the channel still. But huge shout out. I traded a bunch of sealed VHSs and a bunch of my extra VHSs. I think I gave him some other things as well. I can't even remember, but I gave him some other things. But the VHSs that I traded were probably the rarer things that I traded. But yeah, he's traded me the last 2 DVDs I needed, and he did say that when I showed him the picture of all 10 of them, he said that's the first time I've seen all 10 put together in one image. So that's saying something there with how rare these DVDs are. But, man, thank you very much for trading me these. I know you did not want to let go of them, but, man, they went to a good home, and we actually completed a set. So, thank you very much. And if I missed anybody, please let me know. I've been collecting for so long. I think I covered the big hitters. But, once again, I want to thank every single person that's watched this video, that's watched any of my videos, that's given me any information, that's that's given me any links, that's traded me anything. I want to thank all of you guys. You guys rock. This collection wouldn't be where it's at today without you guys. So, moving on to the very, very, very last point. Going back to the beginning, the item I got coming in. Okay, it's been a few days now, and we have the package in question here. So, what is in here is one of the, probably the rarest DVD of all Dragon Ball media, I think. Hard to say, there are some rare ones out there, but this one has eluded me since 2018 or 2017. I passed on it because at that time I wasn't going for all Dragon Ball media, and it's not something I consider mandatory per se, but it's very unique since you could not purchase it. So, with that said, we're going to take a look at this. Now, so the person who sold me this is a guy that is a collector that I knew and I talked to for, I think, around 2018, 2019. I sold him my custom DVD sets when I was selling those in late 2019, early 2020. I do not sell them anymore, but he's the one who bought the DVD that I passed on in 2018, and I'm pretty certain that's the case because in 2019 when we talked, he showed me a picture of this DVD, and I was like, oh, that had to be the one that I passed on. I was like, oh, and of course, I think back then he wasn't selling. Unfortunately, he's having to sell his collection now. When I saw his eBay name pop up for a bid of an item he was selling, I was like, pretty sure that's the guy with that DVD. So I did some digging on my emails. Luckily, we exchanged phone numbers. I texted him, and he still had the DVD, and he was willing to sell it. So he wants me to shout out his eBay account and his name and all that good stuff. His eBay account is #1 collector. He still has a few items for sale. So without further ado, Russell from Frederick, Maryland, sold me this package. His eBay account name is #1 collector, and his son Josiah was the one I was bartering with to purchase this item from, and we struck a deal. Thank you, Josiah, for making a deal with me to purchase this DVD. It is going to a good home and a good goal. So, without further ado, let's open this up. He told me there is a gift in here. He told me there is a gift in here. And it is the CD soundtrack we were talking about. It is the Dragon Ball Z Best Never Ending Story. I'm not aware of Japanese releases. He said this is a rare one to find. It's 2 discs. It is also sealed. Anybody who knows Japanese media, feel free to enlighten me on what this is from. Is this just... And I'll probably get better shots of this with a different camera, but here's the back. So that must be the gift he's referring to. So, let's keep on digging. Awesome, by the way. Thank you very much. Okay. Alright, that's the box. So, inside this glorious wrapping is what we've all been waiting for. More wrapping. Okay, here we go. Any guesses? Anybody out there? Any guesses what kind of DVD this could be? There's only a few in this shape. There's only a few. Oh man, this is... Any guesses here, guys? Oh, I'm upside down. Any guesses? Anybody? If you know what the back looks like, man, you've been collecting for a while. Anyway, any guesses? Any guesses? I've never seen the back until he sent me photos. There's the back. Let's flip it around. You guys ready? Final chance. Final chance to guess. Whew. We have the Dragon Ball Evolution DVD promotional DVD only of Dragon Ball Evolution. Yes, I know. Widescreen version. Imagine there's a different version and this ain't the only one. That would suck. This is basically like the Dragon Ball Evolution screener DVD, but promotional DVD only. Sale or rental prohibited. Very, very cool. And yes, I'll get this on a better camera after this. Very weird release. What does it say at the top? This is factory sealed, by the way, if that's what you want to call it. It is sealed. So unfortunately, I don't think I'll be opening this to check the contents of the disc as much as I would love. It says special. What does it say at the top? I can't see it. I'll have to get better angles of this in a minute. Okay, upon further review, at the very top text, it says special screening copy. So this is 100% a screener, even though you can't really see it. God, as much as I would love to open this, I don't think I can do it. Ah, man. It's funny. It's a very bland disc, but man, is it hard to find. I think I've only seen maybe 3 of these. I've seen this. I'm pretty sure this is the one I missed out on in 2017, 18, 19. Probably 2018. I missed out on it. Number one collector got it. Then I think in 2022, 2023, another one sold. I didn't see it, and it got lost in the mail. It got lost in the mail by one of our fellow collectors. I mentioned him in the video and the other video. His got lost in the mail. I don't know how much he paid for it, but it got lost in the mail. Very tragic. And man, I was scared about this one getting lost in the mail after I heard that story. So and there may be one other one that got away that I'm unaware of. I'm not sure. I know for a fact there's 2 copies out there. Well, one's lost now. I don't know. I think there's 3 out there that I've seen. Of course, there's probably more than that, but it is extremely rare. Extremely, extremely rare. So as of today, I have all of the official screeners that I'm aware of. I have a Resurrection F screener, I have the Curse of the Blood Rubies VHS screener, and I have the Dragon Ball Evolution screener. Now, there may be more screeners out there that we're unaware of. I don't know. So, who knows? You know, technically any movie could have a screener. It just depends on who let it out, all that good stuff. But as of today, there's only 3 Dragon Ball screeners that we are aware of. That is the Dragon Ball Evolution DVD screener, the Resurrection F Blu-ray screener, and the Curse of the Blood Rubies VHS screener. So that is that. Man, once again, man, thank you very much, Russell and Josiah, for selling me this DVD. It is going to the collection, and we are 5 items away from finishing this collection as of right now. As long as nothing changes, we are 5 items away from completing this entire United States, Canada media of Dragon Ball media, which contains DVDs, VHS, CDs, Laserdisc, mini DVDs, books, comics, graphic novels, manga, games. Did I say VHS, Blu-rays, 4K Blu-rays, anything like that. We are 5 items away. So, once again, thank you, Russell and Josiah, for selling me this. Awesome dude. I appreciate it. I appreciate the CDs too. Thank you very much. And this can only come out in the perfect timing because Thanksgiving is tomorrow in my time. This video will hopefully go live for you guys tomorrow as well on Thanksgiving. So thank you all, and I am going to sign off here, guys. Peace out. Take care. Later. Happy Thanksgiving.